In the midst of life's mystery, I most times ask myself some basic question. Because when you have come into a world that is mysterious, there are things that arouse questions within you. At what point did humanity or some set of people determine that they decide who lives and who dies? This is a very fundamental question. This is a very massive question. Especially when I look at the issue of the killing of twins in some parts of the world, the belief system that made people feel they have the right to kill what nature has given. It becomes a mystery. At what point have humans, or did humans, determine who lives and who dies? The story also is critical here, because when you also look at the issue of abortion, when a woman claims that her body, she has rights to her body, and I don't understand when there's an approval of someone to take the life of a life they never have a hand in creating inside of them. If you didn't want that child inside of you, why did you decide to have? Or if you say you were raped, or let's say that is the situation, you were raped or you were brutalized violently and all of that, and you became pregnant from that incident, why do you think you have the right to deal with a child? On the basis of this, I want to tell you a story, very important story that will help us learn so many things today. The killing of twins was predominant in most of African nations and elsewhere in the world. But in this particular community, I want to focus on a woman called Nwogo Ibokwe. You see, life comes with lots of revelation, especially when we keep growing up. You know, you grow up, I grow up, we grow into a world that's already existing. And we come to realize some things that have become the narrative or the norm within our system. And critically, I want to look at the issue of traditions and cultures and all of this stuff. Remember, traditions and culture are designed by humans to control a particular people or control themselves. And importantly, anything that is designed and created by humans definitely cannot be perfect. That's why we always have improvement by the day as people come to the knowledge of better things. They change the system that is flawed in the sense that it is not really profitable to the generality of people. When a system or a particular narrative does not actually profit the people, it's definitely is flawed. And so this is one of the factors that makes innovation and improvement very, very important in the society that we live in. In this particular community, I want to talk about a hero called Nwogo Ibokwe. In this community, people took laws into their hands and got rid of twins. They had a place they go put them once you give birth to a twin or twins. Yes, once you give birth to twins, you just take those children based on their culture and tradition, take them to the evil forest and allow them to be taken by the ancestors, or you leave them to their faith so that the gods or whatever is called would deal with them. Now, this has been the common practice in this particular community, as it is in other places where this kinds of practice, is sustained. Now, this particular woman gave birth to twins in that community. This woman is also a friend to this Mrs. Nwango Ibokwe, because Mrs. Nwango Ibokwe seemed to be very prominent and very influential, based on the fact that she was beginning to fight, or she was kicking against traditions that were not beneficial to the generality of people in that community. I want you to understand something here. It is important for you to know we are brought into this world to fulfill a mission that will be beneficial to humans. If you have not identified what you are doing, or being able to identify what you should do to benefit the world around you, you have not discovered purpose yet. But when you discover purpose, you discover that you begin to also identify problems. Those who identify problems are wired to have solutions that can take care of those problems. But sometimes we are blinded by the problems that we refuse to check within us to see the solutions that we carry. And sometimes people capitalize on the problems for their selfish benefits or their selfish gains. That is why they become more problem to the society than solutions. But Mrs. Nwango Ibokwe is a different person. In her generation, that is before the war, that was the genocidal war against the Biafra people. That is before the genocidal war against the Igbo race, carried out by Nigeria as proxy to the British Empire. Mrs. Ibokwe Nwango decided to change the narrative in her community. And so once this friend gave birth to twins, people around knew the order: take these children to the evil forest. Mrs. Ibokwe Nwango, as usual, came to her that her friend had given birth to a child, and she went to visit 2 days after. When she got to the house, she heard, twins, where are they? They've been taken to the evil forest. She got very angry. This is one of the things she has been fighting, must be corrected. You don't have the right to kill individuals or people that you didn't create, especially when they have not committed a crime. She was angry. She insisted to know where those children were taken. And she was led to the place where these children were taken. When she got there, she discovered that one of the children is already dead. The sun, the environment, the child could not cope. But the other was somehow conscious, but still alive. And so she decided and picked up that child back to the community and insisted that that child be taken care of. She withstood the men. She withstood the traditional people. She withstood the community and said she will not watch this child die. She insisted that the child must be taken care of. And that was what happened. People were just afraid of her because she was very fierce and could take on any man who wanted to stand on her way. And that child today became a very prominent personality. That child at the age of 19 was already a practicing lawyer and a practicing accountant. That child began to sustain his generation. He took care of many of the children in his community at his time and adults in his community. He was able to safeguard his people. That child became a major blessing to his community. He sent some to school. He became an external auditor and chartered accountant. He was instrumental to the restoration of so many farmlands in his community that people stole. He was able to sustain his family. He was able to help most of them to be meaningful and to gain things in life. He became very useful to his community and helped his community win so many cases against them. That child became a notable influence to his generation. How did this come about? Because someone called Ibokwe Mwogo stood her ground and insisted that a killing tradition will not be sustained in her time. How many times have you decided and sat to say that you need a change in a particular thing happening around you, in your community, in your family, in your relationship, in your business, in your activities, in the lives of other people? People are dying around you. What do you have within you that can be a blessing to them? Marriages are crumbling. What do you have within you that can help other people? People are losing their lives because of disease or because of ignorance. What are you doing based on what you are called to do that can help them in that area you see the problem? We are born to become solutions to the problems of life. Life problems are not caused by us. They are naturally there because they come with creation. But the people who have been created to solve them are brought into that generation of that problem to make sure the problem is solved. And as long as you are in this generation, you are a problem solver. What are you doing with that calling? What are you doing with that grace in you? How are you solving the problems around you? Mrs. Mwogo Ibokwe was able to stop this madness of killing of twins in her community. And today she has saved so many lives. Today, generations have been touched. When you make sacrifices for other people, for your community, for your world, you become an enigma of greatness in generations to come. You must check yourself out. Are you working against the progress of your people? Are you working against the progress of your family? Are you working against the progress of humanity? What are you doing that is destroying the essence of vital life to people? What are you doing that is affecting other people negatively? What are you doing that is affecting others positively? Ask yourself questions. Are you there to betray when there is an arrangement for a particular program that will benefit everybody? Or are you there to support and give your own side of your energy and strength based on your area of calling? How are you beneficial to your community? I use this to celebrate this name, Mrs. Mwogo Ibokwe. There are so many people who have been called doing little things in their communities, but yet they are not known globally. There are some names that become globally known, and there are some names that are not globally known. But the truth here is, everyone who is called and who solves a problem in life is a renowned personality in the realm of the spirit, and it is our responsibility to make sure we celebrate them even after their life and even when they are living. Mrs. Ibokwe is no more living now, but this program is dedicated in celebrating that life. She has helped to stop the killing of twins in a particular community. She lived her life to the fullest. She did what she was assigned to do in this life. And today, so many twins have been born after that action that she took. And today, so many of them have become great people in that particular community, wonderful people doing great things in life. Maybe you are also a beneficiary, directly or indirectly. If you are from that community and you know whom I'm talking about, you have benefited one way or the other. But the truth about it is that when we act according to our calling and seek to be selfless against all odds, we become a blessing to other people, and that makes us unique, and that makes us fulfilled. That gets us fulfilled, and that makes us champions in life. Your wealth, your success is not measured by how much you have in your bank. Your wealth and success is measured by how much impact you make in your generation and in the lives of other people. And now, the problem you have in your nation or amongst your people, how beneficial are you to solving them? Are you there stealing from them? Are you capitalizing on the problems to rob the people? Or are you being a blessing by making sure that you do the right thing and support the truth for the solution in the lives of the people? Truth lovers, I want to tell you that this is your time to make a difference in your generation. And that makes you a champion and a wealthy person and a rich person. And you will be celebrated by humanity. Make a difference wherever you are. Don't be a curse to other people, but be a blessing and stand in spite of the odds to make sure you solve a problem in the lives of other people and be useful to the generation you are born in and after the generation, so that generations to come will rejoice when they hear your story of how through you their lives is better.